Look at that, we called the doctor.
What's up, guys?
We call him Dr. Johnny Trans.
Yep.
He's up here.
Here to take care of the situation that has developed.
He's here to save the day so we don't kill a stock trans. So we have Mr. DOGBOX right here, and obviously it's back where I had left it because I just didn't have the torque sockets and I didn't go run and get any. So we got this guy here. Yeah. Pull this thing apart. Johnny Trans has always helped me with all my 6-speeds. He's the one that's taught me how to get these things apart. And I figured why not just have you come, we'll sort it out together because he knows a lot more about these than I do.
Yeah, it's only a 5-hour drive, you know.
Yeah,
it's just a short, it's a little like...
It's like a short, like, you know, you jump in the car and then you open your eyes and then you're here.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Pretty much what it was.
Pretty much.
So you ready to get this thing apart?
Yep.
We got the tail housing off. For any of you curious what DCD unit looks like, this is what the actual DCD unit is in the transmission here. This has just clutch packs inside of this. So everything was neatly sat here, but we had to slide the trans out, so obviously it touched this. But that's the back housing of the trans. The rest of this trans, we just need to take these torque bits out back here and we'll start to get that. That would be like what we'd call a pump assembly, I would assume.
Yeah, it's the...
older trans, they had a pump, right?
Yeah, the older trans had a pump right here and it had a gear that would, basically it was pressurized from the output shaft gear. So the output shaft gear would spin the pump and it would pump oil throughout the whole trans. The modern ones, they use a drip tray system. So as the car is moving, oil gets splashed up and goes through the trays into the bearings. It's sort of a good thing and sort of a bad thing. The pressure fed system wasn't as prone to failure, but the tray system, if you get someone that's not careful when they take it apart and put it back together, little pieces of silicone can clog up those drip trays and kill bearings. So it's just something to look out for in these things.
For everybody.
Yeah.
Don't put a bunch of sealant here and clog up your...
Nope, it's just like motors. It's just like motors. Yep. They're just as sensitive.
So he's going to grab the tools. We're going to start getting this thing torn apart. I'm going to bring you guys along, and I can already see some stuff in there. You see all that? I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but...
a little flaky. That looks like aluminum. We'll see what that is, though.
Yeah, that's a salvage title.
It's not that scary. There's not holes in the case yet.
We'll find out. Worst case, our good friends over at Kozmic Motorsports said if we broke this thing and grenaded in every which way possible, they have a source to these parts, because obviously being PPG, that's usually from Australia, and that means that takes some time. And we're trying to take this thing back out on August 29th. There's a IFO event, so we're trying to take that thing back out by then. And now, obviously being the end of July, I think we're at least getting a jump start on it.
Yeah.
Enough time that we should hopefully be able to get parts if we need them.
Yeah. Let's get some, I mean, ideally, let's get this thing taken care of so we can get some more testing on the car, because that's
hopefully
where...
more, you know, your boy.
Yeah, that's
the 1-2-1s, because apparently I can't keep it out of freaking first gear. So, you ready to tear this thing apart? Get some gloves? Guys, if you haven't got gloves, get them online, because these things are freaking $50 a box in town right now. Crazy.
That's expensive.
Woo! Yeah, so use wisely. Guy.
Whatever, man. I brought gloves.
Yeah. All right, let's get to work.
If you're not careful, if I just go ham on this impact, the bit will fly out and screw everything up.
Well, let's not do that.
There we go.
And so that's what's under there. Yep. Some shims.
Critical.
Critical. Don't lose that one. Do we want to tell them our backstory?
The FA video where we fixed the tail housing had nothing to do with that shim at all.
No, not at all. It didn't make any weird noise because of that not being in there.
No, not at all.
Note yourself. Use those.
Helps.
It helps. Now what do we got left?
This would be the time where I might actually have to kind of drop the transmission on its input a little bit to pop the shaft up. It'll make getting that off a little easier.
Here.
cool. I'm gonna make sure I pop this thing like 6 times before it actually comes out.
Nice.
That's how it goes. There we go.
Bam. Then from there, we just have our bolts here.
Yep, case bolts.
All the way around. So we just gotta take all our case bolts out, guys. So let us get those. So now, why do you think we see aluminum shavings in here?
Well, the 6 speeds, they have a pretty good amount of damage control. So if you blow out like a gear, like you're in middle of a pull, you blow a gear up, what'll happen, all of the gear will explode and usually end up congregating around the magnetic drain plug right here. In a situation where you hurt the ring and pinion, there's not quite as much room inside of this front housing here. The only room for material to go is really into the magnetic drain plug hole, and that gets overwhelmed pretty quick because the amount of stuff that actually comes off of a ring and pinion when it gets damaged, it just totally overwhelms that confined space. So likely there might be a little bit of damage in the housing there where a chunk of
like the ring gear,
a chunk of ring gear or pinion gear zinged around and just like carved, like machined a little groove out of the case. So that's
why. What he's saying is this shit's gonna be salvage title.
Yeah,
maybe rebuilt title. Maybe we can save her.
Well, the fact that it didn't puncture the case, we're in really good shape there, but it's not going to look great per se, but not like a...
Well, the mystery is still here. So we got our bolts out here. We have a couple down here we're going to grab. We're going to have to tip the case over, grab those, and then we'll show you guys taking this thing off.
World's fastest nut removal.
So John, is there a reason why my input shaft here fell all the way out of the transmission?
Oh, well that's because it's 2 pieces. It's wobbly because the only thing on the other side of this is a spline, and there's a bearing in the middle of the case and in the back. This is held in place. There's no movement there. Because there's a spline there, the input shaft relies on the pilot bearing to center it.
Now, factory obviously isn't this way, guys. This is just on the DOGBOX assembly. I'm guessing for maintenance and breaking these shafts.
Yeah,
or twisting them. Or...
I think it, to some extent, is like a fusible link. I mean, I would think. I'm not totally sure. It's just, it's a lot cheaper to make a shaft that's, you know, 1.5 feet long than it is to make a 3-foot shaft that goes through the whole transmission. So
that makes sense.
That could also be a factor. And you can have different input shafts with different splines for different clutches. Like this probably has the T56
which is
spline.
What we were looking at originally for this. This is a V1, guys. I didn't find out there was a V2, which has a T56 one, and that's the one I really wish I would have gotten, but at the time, this is the only one I knew of, so that's why we still have this. But if we end up breaking this, it'll most likely take the motor with it, and then we'll end up getting a new one of these and a new motor.
Going fast, you know?
What?
Bader told me that we had guests, but did not have guests. This was yesterday.
I really didn't. You weren't even coming, though. You took all day to get here. Look who it is.
Hey, blame it on Andrew.
Oh, okay. Blame him.
You know, Andrew likes to talk a lot.
Yeah.
And we hang out. But,
we got Vivid TI in the house.
Here we are.
We're tearing a DOGBOX apart. John's already ruining the floor. Nothing new.
It is what it is.
All right, you ready to see what this dog set looks like? Take this shit apart. Ooh. 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 You see, I see some damage on that deal right here.
Yeah.
There's not much damage though. I mean, I see some chunks, but I don't see the reason why it had troubles driving the car.
We're just gonna make sure that shaft's spinning on the back. Yeah, it is. Okay. To be honest, that's the problem.
Oh well, yeah, right there. Look at that. The whole diff.
Oh my God, that's like the. Oh, that's yeah.
Oh boy.
Luckily, I have a spare for that.
Oh, do you?
I do.
That's where the aluminum came from.
Well, yeah, but see, these are now 2 independent pieces.
You know, John.
This is part of this.
Do you know what causes that? Or why that would happen?
Well,
I don't know why.
Well, it's a factor of power. See,
do we insert the Kevin Hart? Right here?
Yeah, definitely. No, this is a one of those things where, see, we found this limit because we just make so much power. See, nobody else broke this because they're obviously not making enough power.
You know, not going from the top of second back in the first gear. That doesn't.
No, dude, look, the whole housing is cracking.
Oh, it is. Look at the
Yeah.
whole thing, guys. It's freaking. I can't wait to show you these. It's really broken.
This is gonna look really good taking it apart.
Yeah, this thing's. So, guys, remember how we talked about this earlier? That's straight salvage title.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Well, I guess that's kind of best case because I mean it's pretty contained.
It is.
I mean, for what it is, yeah, we have a pinion and we have a diff that's completely destroyed. But I mean, I would pick that over this assembly any day.
And that little bit of damage in there is better than
Right.
like.
Literally, it's just from the
teeth.
bolts touching on there. That's why we heard that.
Yeah, so that's better than having multiple teeth come off and just like jam and wedge their way through here and take material off and pop holes in the case. So this case is a lot more usable than
We
if
both thought that we were.
Yeah, I mean,
We thought it was gonna be. We thought all these teeth were gonna be broken off in here.
No, yeah.
That's what at least I thought had happened because I did find some stuff in the drain plug. But I mean, this makes sense because the car still drove, but
Yeah.
you know it hit a spot and then it stopped driving. And it hit a spot and stopped driving. What do you think, Guy?
I think you lucked out.
I think that's definitely pretty lucky until I open this and I might cry. But
I mean, unless as long as this all comes apart nicely,
Yeah.
we're good. Oh, and then here's that.
the removal input.
It actually may not
Now-
come off nicely.
It did before, but we sat it on the input, so
Yeah, it might be kind of.
you can leave it now.
Yeah, that's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna come off of there nicely. Oh, actually, this is I think 2-piece because this will have to come off for the shaft to slip through this plate because this bearing is.
Oh,
The bearing
okay.
here is this diameter, so
That makes sense, and this is obviously bigger.
yeah. So I'll have
it
to figure
can't
out.
fit through.
Yeah, so I'll have to figure out how to get that apart.
It came off before, but I don't know why it's on there now.
I'm sure it's just like a matter of.
Stock.
It's like you need some like the big burly buff dude to like pull it out of the ground like the Roman god or whatever, King Arthur. I think that's
Oh
what the.
God! All right. Well, we're gonna continue and get this thing apart. We'll show you guys when we get this differential out of here. We're probably gonna have to go get some brake cleaner.
I got a whole case.
Nice. I will add that to the bill. So, that is the real reason why I took that tail housing off, so you don't frickin'
Bop
salvage
it.
title my housing again where you broke it the last time.
Yeah.
Tightening or loosening?
Well, the fact that this is spinning looser and looser, we are loosening it. There is actually a tool for this.
Grab them spanner wrenches.
That thing looks like it's pretty in there for fingers. I don't know.
Yeah,
You sure it's coming out?
it is. It's loosening. This might be one of those situations where the housing is a little chewed up, but I don't know. We'll see. I might try this side first. Or actually take this side all the way out first.
To get some pressure off.
Yeah.
And this is how you replace a axle seal, isn't it?
Absolutely not. I've never. Nobody do this to do an axle seal. You can just use an axle seal. You just put a screwdriver in and go pop. That would. Oh, dear God, you're gonna be calling me if you do one of those.
I had to get you of
Put all
that.
that metal in there.
Dude, there's so much metal coming out right now. Oh
You need
yeah.
those right handle things.
I think we done did her good there, Josh.
Yeah, look right here even. All in there.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. The even cooler when it's all the way out. The amount of finger strength involved in this is.
Apparently you're pretty lonely.
That's why I'm doing it.
See, you got the tool.
Yeah. It's the universal tool. looks okay. That's where there's a little O-ring. Your master rebuild kits come with a new O-ring. If you're getting sealing issues around this.
We got one of those.
So
it's on there.
Yep. It is.
This is bugging me.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Prime they did a good job assembling this. It's a good sign when you get a nice even bead of silicone come off of everything.
Good job, guys.
Obviously, they had their guys spent some time on this deal. So we get this apart.
That one should
Probably
be tighter.
Yeah, I know. Back to the hammer and screwdriver method here. Actually, probably should go the other way. Probably loosen this one, not tighten it. There's my screwdriver.
I think it was going the wrong way.
I might have got it started the wrong way.
Watch that cube right there.
I gotta say, you're not in a great spot if one of these decides to go pink.
Yeah, I figured that was the case.
Somebody out there just laughing at me like, you don't have the tool, bud. And they're gonna be like, that tool's only $5, you know.
Hey, bud, the diff's already out.
It's coming out.
No, it's literally just sitting there.
It's hanging.
I don't think it won't chop out unless...
I don't know, it's pretty broke. Holy shit. Oh.
Oh, it's just cracked.
I guess you, yeah, in this scenario, you don't have to take that all the way out for to come apart.
Hey, I think we found the problem.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
So, don't Honda boy it here and go 1-2-1, guys, because that's what you get.
Yeah.
Freaking, oh yeah, just dumped them out there. I mean, at least they were in there. Nothing really too broken inside there.
Nah. Yeah.
I'm guessing those assemblies aren't supposed to come apart.
Not like that, no. The way this comes apart, you take the bolts out and then it actually splits in half. But,
That don't look too good either.
yeah.
That's just
Well, it's
extra
actually
clearance
it's extra clearance.
for more oil, Josh.
Yes.
Yeah.
More cooling oil in there.
More cooling oil clearance.
Yeah.
I mean, the case really isn't that bad.
No.
I mean, it has a little wear right there from it, but I mean, really, it didn't really touch it that much.
No, that's not too bad. All right. Get this side piece out and see what we're working with.
All right, bud. You got it apart?
I do. And here is the damage that we have found. The differential carrier has split itself in half and cracked in multiple places. Yeah, this doesn't normally come apart like this. Normally there's bolts to get it apart, but that is what we have.
And that's what's inside of the differential, guys.
Yep.
Little spider gears is what you call them?
Yeah.
Or what do you call those?
They're basically spider gears. They serve the same function, but they're it's a different. If it's a torsion or something is what this is.
Okay.
It's what makes the STI all-wheel drive like symmetrical in the front.
Right.
Gear sets. This is the reason you couldn't make it back to the pits here.
Not that.
Well, this it could have made. I mean,
It made it. It
made it.
made some clunking and
yeah.
some pretty
This was
bad
all
noises.
these were all the bad noises. It was all the teeth.
I think the wife still has the video of me pulling it in the trailer that we didn't post. So I'll go ahead and put the clip in here for you guys because I'm pretty sure she has that video.
Yeah. That's what, yeah. That video is what this sounds like, you know. This is what it looks like when you hear that noise.
Damn, look at that, guys. That's pretty fucked up. So, you got some nice replacement parts here.
I do.
So we have here a nice core
Yep.
STI. This is what, 2011, I think we said?
Yeah, it's like 2011 or 2012. Oh, and then here,
That's
so
the inner side of that.
yeah, so this is a good one. I mean, this is kind of dirty, but it's got some varnish on it, but this is all intact. And then on this one, you can see all the aluminum ground away. So that's the source of all of our material.
We called that one salvage title.
Salvage titled.
Salvage title.
Salvage titled all over the place.
This is clean title.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
we have
it was clean title, but the car is no longer no longer with us.
yeah. This transmission serves several purposes now because Travis got the output shaft and transfer gear out of it.
Yep,
right?
and the DCCD out of it
And
too.
the DCCD, and then now we're getting the differential out of it, and he's gotten some other parts out of it.
Yeah, I have. I put the whole gear set in Emmanuel's transmission. This basically this whole part of it.
Right there.
All of this is now in Emmanuel's car from that car. So it's definitely when one of these
Served its purpose.
one of these grenades has a problem. There's still plenty of usable parts in it, from what I've learned.
What do we got here?
So this is
the pinion, obviously.
the pinion shaft. So
That's what drives the front center diff.
yeah, so the center diff splines onto it right here. Your DCCD
That's
splines
what- yeah,
on
the
here,
DCCD goes on
and
there.
then power comes all the way back to the front of the transmission. And that's how you get your all-wheel drive. It's a good system. It really compact, gets the motor pretty far back in the engine bay. Some of the Audis are not quite.
I would say it's a pretty good system.
Yeah.
These two have proved the odds.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, we've proved that the stock ones are really the best ones.
and you know, there's so many people out there that talk bad about them, and you know, there's people that have gone fast that have gone 8s. You know, they've gone 867, I think, is the record of a stock transmission. But you also got to take into account those cars are pretty light. I mean, they're probably like 2,500 pounds, 2,600 pounds.
Yeah.
This thing, you know, well over 3,000 pounds. This thing weighs over 3,000 pounds with me in it, so they're heavy pigs. So I'm surprised with a stock transmission.
You know, yeah, and all the parts inside of this, we'll get that torn apart a little bit further, and you'll see. I mean,
We actually get to
this
see the
has some
dog
pretty-
gears.
Yeah, this one has the big beefy gears in it, but we'll be able to see on the 5th and 6th compared to, I mean, the stock gears in it, they're narrow.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of material there, but man, they take a beating.
And we get to see how good I have been at shifting those dog gears, because I know I've definitely have hit them before, and it's grinded before, so we'll get to see that. I haven't got to see this gear set ever, actually. This transmission, as you guys know, is originally built by Prime, so big shout out to them. This has nothing to do with them, obviously. This is all because your boy can't shift, apparently, with a DOGBOX. So blame me, all my fault. Now, let's try to take a look in there, yeah?
Yeah, let's get this thing apart.
Let's do it. Ooh, look at all that metal. Sick. We'll have to get that thing cleaned up. He's getting ready to separate this thing, and we'll be able to see these gears.
No. Right, now we're going to split the main case off of this. You're going to see the nice fancy gear set inside of this thing. Tilt this thing up.
Put it in fine. Toggle it. We do have dog gears, guys. Yep. Boom.
So,
First time I ever seen them.
yep. So this would be your factory gears, and I mean, that's how dinky the factory gears are compared to anything aftermarket.
Yeah, those are pretty beastie there. And we got billet shift selectors.
Billet shift forks compared to your nice factory ones that you have a tendency to ruin.
Oh, thanks, guys. Just out me. What about that little shift selector? Oh, Alex knows all about that little guy.
Link
This has
to
a nice billet one on here. Look, Alex, you just need to buy a DOGBOX gear set and you wouldn't have your problem anymore.
no more problems.
Yep. Oh, it's right here.
Link to that
This is
video
what he
over
broke.
here.
Yeah. That's what he broke right there. Wow, that's a pretty beast of a gear right there.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a lot stronger than stock.
Yep. Now we got a nice mess.
Yeah. Well,
Shiny mess.
Yeah.
let's see if we can see if your 1-2-1 situation did
Any damage?
kind of damage. It doesn't really look like it. The face of the
No, I can tell you it went in nice and like butter.
yeah. Well, yeah, it went right in. No.
No problem.
what's common is
I've never gotten to see like dog gears right there, guys. There's no synchro. So the factory over here has a synchro there, that golden part. Where on DOGBOX, we literally, this is our dog gear here. It has what, probably, I think it usually have like 5 teeth on them.
Yep.
And that's what stops this gear to let it select, is just literally clunking in.
Yeah, what'll take these out if you don't shift the car like a man, I guess.
Yeah.
You won't get the teeth in the slot in the valley here, and it will contact the edges of the teeth. You won't get full engagement, and that's where you end up seeing a lot of the damage there. But no, you went into first just like it was third. So
yeah, no,
you didn't do.
Told you, just like butter.
Yeah,
Went
just like
right
butter.
in.
No damage to the gear set, but the diff didn't like it.
Diff said, "See you later, pal. Gone." Well, now we get to have the fun of transferring everything over, which it shouldn't be too much on that pinion shaft, right?
No, just actually it's just 5 bolts. I only had to take it out of the case because I'm gonna have to reseal this. I didn't want to have a leak if it bolts. It sandwiches both sides, so if you crack one side off, you gotta take both sides off and clean and redo the sealant. At least personally, I do, just so that there's no chance of it leaking. But yeah, I'll get the shaft swapped out and we'll be good shape.
We'll be sending her home.
Yep.
Hopefully we can see old girl go fast, right, Josh? Maybe he'll come out and actually come to another race day again.
We'll
like
see
Texas.
we'll see about it.
Everybody's wondering why Josh is in the video. You guys are gonna find out a little bit later, probably tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll keep them guessing.
The magical, elusive, metallic
Damn.
fluid there.
Look at that.
Dang.
That's a real.
That'd be a pretty paint job.
That's a real gritty one. Pretty paint job. We got that metal flake, dog.
Yeah, what you know about that flake?
Yep. Well, now we get to have the fun part, guys. We get to clean all this shit up and start putting it back together. So I'm gonna save you guys the boring part, and we're gonna get this floor cleaned up, get everything organized, because it doesn't look very organized right now. No. Thanks.
No, not at
That's
all.
Johnny Trans for you.
Well, it is what it is.
I didn't have his table.
No, I ruined the last table.
He just salvage tiled the other table.
Taking parts
Took
and
that
throwing
shit
them
out.
everywhere.
I wish we would have got that on video.
At least with no table, you can't drop them.
No, well.
See, there's that.
Yeah, I know, because I have mats at home.
All right, well, we're gonna clean this shit up and then we'll get it back together. What is it?
A series of tubes.
All right, you ready?
All right. Old diff out of here. Of course, it's hanging up because everything's all stupid on its side. But there's old girl all hammered.
Oh yeah.
Transfer over the shims and put the new one in here.
Which is right here.
Not quite that easy. I'm
But
gonna
we gotta clean it.
clean everything all up and assemble it with the new shaft. We'll be good to go.
Ready to rock and roll?
Ready to rock and roll, yeah.
Okay, let's clean up.
Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground. Living life up in the fast lane. Life, though you lemons, you just put them in Coronas. Coronas, Coronas. I've been working, I need that advance with the bonus. The bonus, the bonus. Ain't no thoughts about tomorrow, I'm just living in the moment. The moment, the moment. Full tank of gas and 200 on the dash, bitch, I'm zoning. I'm zoning, I'm zoning. Fast lane. Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground. Living